Back with us now, Charlie Hurt, Erin Elmore, Ed Rollins. Erin, let's get to the politics of this thing. This is a compelling program, but we don't know what it's going to cost. We don't know how it's going to be paid, and we don't know about the choreography with Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell should he be president of the United States.
I think this is a great starting point. Your points are, very valid. But I think this is a great jumping off point to say, here, this is what I would like to do. And as we get into the debates and move on over the next 55 days, we're going to learn a little bit more about what this is going to look like exactly.
And Charlie, your thoughts? I mean, as we look at the politics of this thing, he is really seizing command of the issues as he did throughout the primary. He is setting the agenda for this national debate and contest for the presidency, whether it's immigration, whether it is, in this case, elder care, child care. He is moving forward, foreign policy. These are issues that he right now owns.
Yeah, and I mean, the guy has a truly impeccable ear for what matters to people, and we have seen it, as you say, all along. But going back to some really interesting points you made before the break, and I think it's absolutely true. You know, the full assault that is on the American family today. You know, we already have welfare for people not to work. We pay people not to work, and those welfare programs they're not designed to do this, but they clearly the effect of them is that they punish people for remaining together as families. They tear people's families apart. They destroy families. So why not have a welfare program that goes to people who do work and rewards people for staying together and rewards people for taking care of their elder parents and taking care of their children? I mean, like I said, I don't particularly like it, but you know what? We got all the damaging ones. Why not have one that's less damaging?
Yes, in support of traditional American values, nothing more important than the American family.
I would argue there's two words you can't use. You can't use welfare for the people that are the working people, and you can't use entitlement. You basically got to argue that this is a stimulus. These kinds of programs are going to allow more incentives, and that more people can go out and earn more and pay more in taxes and somehow pay for some of it. But if it's another entitlement program, it'll be dead on arrival. If it's another welfare program, it will basically be dead on arrival. It's
going to cost money. And welfare is, as you suggest, it's a pejorative connotation. Incentive sounds better. In point of fact, it is buttressing the American family, which has precious little of it. One of the things, Erin, that I tire of are Republicans who keep extolling values that are supposedly those of the family, but they don't do a damn thing to support those families, to support the idea of raising children with both parents in the household. We know those risks, and people cluck about it all the time, but they don't do much in terms of public policy. Donald Trump is changing that.
He's putting his money where his mouth is here, and that's why he's such a popular candidate.
By the way, it's our money.
Absolutely. That is very true. But he's actually backing it up, right? He's telling us what he's going to do to support the American family, just like he did with the veterans last week. He's got these issues that matter to the American people, and they're not just someone you put in a basket or a bucket or whatever Hillary Clinton wants to call it. These are people, these are working Americans that need a better life, and that's why they're attracted to Donald Trump in the first place.
As difficult it is for many parents, and mothers in particular, to take care of their kids when they go to work, the elder care, and obviously I say this as an old man who's not ready for elder care yet, but will be, that is a more severe problem. You can always get a neighbor sometimes or mother-in-law to take care of your kids. You can't get anybody to take care of your elderly parents when they basically are very deficient. And we're now all living longer. We're now basically living longer, in many cases, with more deficiencies.
May it always be so.
May it always be so. And hopefully our minds stay intact. But, you know, with all the new wonder drugs and everything, this is going to be a long-term problem and a very expensive problem.
Yeah, it is that, but it doesn't have to be. And one of the things that's great is that Donald Trump, before our very eyes, is becoming an aspirational candidate. He is not talking about just the problem. He is mocking those who have, you know, jawed it to death, gummed it to death, but now he really wants to fix it. And his impulse to fix things and to give people hope who have not even had discussion of their hopes and their needs and their aspirations for so long. We've had this dour, dull, morose president who has brought the entire country down in one crashing, depressive two terms that I just am so eager to be rid of. How about you, Charlie?
And you know, one thing that I can say for absolute certainty about this is that this will not be anywhere near the colossal disaster that Obamacare is, and I think that,
well,
you know, there could be a lot of
that does commend it.
But the other thing is that I think is vital here is the fact that, you know, I think it was Ed that was saying this, and he's exactly right. Of course, you know, he is going to run into problems with the Republican Congress or Republicans in Congress with something like this, and you know what? That's great. Let them fight it out, and maybe they wind up with something even better. I love the idea of having an adversarial Republican or just an adversarial Congress and a White House where the party, even within the party, they're keeping each other honest for once.
Well, your dreams have been realized. Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan already aligned against the candidacy of Donald Trump, and their lack of enthusiasm hopefully will change soon. Otherwise, they're going to be run over by the course of history. Ed Rollins, thanks for being with us. Erin Elmore, Charlie Hurt. Thank you, folks.
You bet.